Howdy everyone, welcome to the 2020 Season 1 AI Championships. I am your host Polcho, and this is the second round of the qualifiers. Round 1 was interesting. We had some teams break through that we really thought were not going to get there. We had some teams lose, like Elemental Fusion, my personal favourite. That's the team I would have bet on. It got defeated. It got utterly defeated, I'm pretty sure. So that was a bit embarrassing, but that's the way this AI championship is going to work. So we are going to move into round 2, and we have one of the crowd favorites in this round. We have Team 3, the Rat Squad, that had an overwhelming amount of votes on that. So that will be an interesting fight. I do not remember who they're versing. I think it might be Debuffed. As looking at these numbers, I'm trying to remember all the teams off by heart. The 32 teams is quite difficult, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get into it. Let's start these fights and let's find out who proceeds forward and has a chance at becoming the first AI Championship winning team for this season. Heading into match number 5, we have Team 1, the BeachPods, led by Arikan Axthrower, versus Team number 21, the Stern Boys, led by Arikan Guard. Interesting match. Let's head over to the stadium and watch these two teams battle it out. Heading into round 1, we start off with two buffs and Arikan Guard coming out with a taunt, which is going to really help the Stern Boys there, because all the damage is going to be focused onto him, and he has a heal, which is going to be really good. But we also have Rogar on the Stern Boys, who can taunt as well. Arikan Axel comes out with a fair bit of damage, followed up by Pig Boy, who really chomps down Arikan Guard, but it's not enough that he's just able to get topped off, which is going to be very helpful for the team. And BeachPods loses their first character, Tiles, who falls to an onslaught of damage. Unfortunately, Kobolok isn't able to keep him up. The damage is now being put onto Rogar, who takes the taunt over from his teammate. Great teamwork, great synergy right there. He is unable to heal himself. However, he has the support of Hagrim, while Tiles and Eraser just keep up the damage. Aratar comes through with a heal, topping himself off, giving himself a really good standpoint in this match, and the damage is still coming out on Rogar. However, his taunt is about to end and it comes off. However, Arikan Shadow comes in with a cheap shot, finishing him off, and then the damage is then swapped to Hagrim. But they are unable to finish him off, as Arikan Guard comes with the taunt again, taking the damage off his teammate. Player of the match right there. Really just taking the hit for his team, while his team is able to just get around, take out the enemy, and really show off what they can do. The BeachPods are about to lose another character, but not before they take out Hagrim, the healer, down on the enemy team. However, the enemy team has 3 other characters that have self-healing abilities, and that is just going to be enough to take them to the end of this first round, securing them the victory and giving the first point to the Stern Boys. Just an amazing team with some great synergy there, as they showed off in their first match. To be honest, after that, I feel like they are a shoo-in for the victory here. But we'll go over to round 2 and we'll see if anything can change. Going into round 2, we are going to start off with the same setup. Arikan Guard taking the taunt for the Stern Boys, and BeachPods coming in hard with a few attacks. However, it's quite difficult to break through the defenses of the Stern Boys team. As you saw in the last match, they have quite good synergy with the taunt rotation and the amount of heals. Essentially, they have 4 heals on the team. They have Hagrim, they have Arikan Guard, they have Aratar, and they have Eraser, all able to heal themselves, with Hagrim being able to heal the whole team. And just like the first round, they are unable to take down a Tile straight up. He's able to get a heal off, and he's able to take a few more hits for his team. However, he is in critical state, but the enemy chooses Stern Boys chooses not to finish him off and then separate their attacks. However, they've figured out their mistake and are focusing down the tank, and they take him out. Rogar goes into critical state as well, and Hagrim has his heal down. Are they going to be able to take out the tank though? They are. Rogar is unable to keep himself up. The only character on the team that doesn't have a self-heal. Is his sacrifice going to be in vain though? Kobolok is able to get a heal out, topping his team back up, and they focus their damage on Hagrim. Are they able to finish him off? If they do, that is a huge victory. Unfortunately, Hagrim is able to get a heal back off, and Arikan Guard comes in with the taunt, really helping his team out there. Pig Boy gets rid of the the taunt though, and the damage is now put back onto Hargrim, but it might be a little bit too late now. They really needed to finish him off there when they had the chance, but they are unable to. They do take him down though. Both teams seem to be at quite an equal state. However, without the heals on the BeachPods team, they are in a bit of a horrible position. Stern Boys are just able to keep that self-sustain up, and it just makes all the difference. Two characters now in critical state. Kashat dying, Pig Boy soon to follow by the looks of it, unless they can pull something out of their ass here. Hurricane Guard comes back out with a taunt, really protecting his allies there. He's just doing a tremendous job. He's able to take Pig Boy down as well, and the team follows up with the support and takes out the BeachPods with the second point going to Stern Boys, giving them the pass up to the quarterfinals. We'll go into the third round, however. Maybe BeachPods can come out with a little victory just to get their moral back up, but it's not looking good right now. Heading into round 3, and can the BeachPods get a victory? If they can focus their attacks on the targets they need to, possibly. They really need to take down Rogar like they did in the last round, and then take out Hargrim. They have that little window of opportunity, and if they don't optimize on it, if they don't take it, it really puts them in a horrible spot. They're able to get Arakan Guard down to a critical state. However, it's just not enough. The heals come out, put him back up. Damage comes out on Hargrim, and then Rogar comes in with the save. It's a really good teamwork there between Rogar and Arakan Shadow. They've really got a good synergy happening. They know how to work together, and they do it well. Even if Rogar is just a punching bag for the team, what he does is he really cements his team in for a bit of a win, because all that attack wasted on him. He contributes the least to the team, but in a way he also does a great job, because he's able to take the hits while Hargrim and Arakan Guard get their abilities back up. And once that happens, it puts the BeachPods into a bit of a critical state, puts them into a position where, again, they have to waste their attacks. If they are able to take out Arakan Guard, they might have been able to achieve something, but again, it's just not enough damage coming out to really get them that victory, and Hargrim comes through with the heal, which is going to probably last them enough to get Arakan Guard back to the point where he can just put out the taunt and save his team again. We get a few attacks coming out here, and their BeachPods loses Cobra Lock, which is quite vital, and Hargrim dies. But again, they're in the exact same position where they've got the 3 characters on the team that can self-heal, that can taunt, that can really muck around with the BeachPods. Not only that, they have a Racer who can lower the attack of the BeachPods, which it does not help them in any way. This is just a horrible first match for the BeachPods, and there's just no way for them to overcome it. There's no way at all they can surpass the difficulties and the obstacles the Stern Boys put in front of them. And it's already been cemented, but Stern Boys moves on to the quarterfinals quite happily and with no threat whatsoever. So who knows? Maybe this is a team that to watch out for. But until we see what happens in the quarterfinals, we do not know. Yeah, that's it. That is match number 5, and let's head over to match number 6 and see what teams are going to be battling it out. Moving into match number 6, we have Team 25 Debuffed as led by Arakan Mage versus Team 3 Rat Squad led by Rock, one of the crowd favourites for this AI Championships. I'm pretty sure it's the second most favoured team. So let's head over and see which team will be moving on to the quarterfinals. Going into round number 1, Rock starts off with a stun, landing on all 5 targets. What an amazing start. And Gasser comes in with the hiding Lucky, which is a very smart move by them. They really need to cover her. Otherwise, if they cannot protect her, their team would fall apart. We're coming out with a lot of AoE now from Debuffed, but they've already lost a character, and it is quite detrimental. However, the debuffs are starting to come out now, and a lot of AoE is being focused out on the enemy. However, it may not prove to be much if Lucky is able to get a heal out while the anti-heal is down. Not to mention that they have a Rock on the side as well, who is able to just crowd control the team substantially. It makes all the difference. The amount of debuffs coming out, is it enough? It does not look like it. Dreveride comes through with the taunt for Debuffed is, however, Rat Squad is being relentless at the moment and is just keeping the enemy locked down as best they can. A dominated first round by the Rat Squad. Lucky comes out with the heal just to taunt and spit on her enemies. Not needed whatsoever. However, a bit of unsportsmanship there, but Rat Squad makes it through the first round, getting the first point for this matchup. Moving into round 2, we start off with Rock coming out with his stun landing on all 5 targets. Quite good, and a lot of damage coming out on Zart. A critical strike there by Schnee, and the taunt comes out from Dreveride, which is able to save Zart and Eraser, topping off his ally, and Zart coming through with a heal, giving everyone back their HP, but applying a dot to his comrades. The anti-heal comes out by Blood Mage, which is quite good. However, the Debuffed as able to achieve anything from this? Debuffed as relies heavily on their AoEs, which is quite powerful. However, they really need to take out a target, otherwise they are in deep water. Lucky is preferably the target they need to eliminate, or not preferably, it is the target they need to eliminate. If they cannot remove Lucky from the battlefield, they put themselves in a horrible position. She can offer so much to her team it's just uncomparable. There's nothing else that really is a threat on the enemy team or on the Rat Squad than Lucky. She can heal, she can increase defenses, she can resurrect. She is a menace. She is able to resurrect Ambra, who falls in battle, leaving it a 5v3 situation. Debuffed as really needs to take out Lucky here. Yeah, it might just be too late though. A lot of AoE coming out. Bellara comes out with a slow on Rock, but it doesn't really achieve anything. Another AoE from Eraser. Rat Squad is in all critical health, but is it really enough to achieve anything? Blood Mage comes through with an AoE, taking out another character. Is Bellara able to finish this off? Is she able to? Bellara comes through with the final victory. Taking down the final character, making it a 1 point. Sorry, I'm lost for words. Making it a 1 point each to Rat Squad and Debuffed as, forcing us to go to the third round. I did not see that coming at all. Okay, let's move to the third round and see what happens. Moving on to round number 3, we start off with a stun coming out from Rock, landing on all the Debuffed as team, which is quite a strong start for the Rat Squad, and a lot of damage comes out onto Zart, but are they able to get him down? They are not. Zart comes out with a heal on Dreveride with his taunt, giving a bit of pressure leeway to Zart, which is really needed at the beginning of the battle. The anti-heal comes out from Blood Mage, but it doesn't seem to have hit all targets. It doesn't matter though. The aim of the game for Debuffed as is the Lucky. They need to take care of the Lucky. Without getting rid of Lucky, they can be put in quite a critical position. Debuffed as is applying a lot of debuffs, as their name suggests, to the enemy. However, Lucky is able to get a heal out. The only real way to counter this right now is to apply the anti-heal from Arik and Shadow, which he does. This could turn the tide of battle. However, Gasser comes in with a quick save, hiding Lucky from any further damage. However, Debuffed as specializes in AoE. Is the hide for Lucky isn't really effective, as AoE is still able to hit her and the damage is coming out. She is able to use her Resurrect sparingly to save her own life, but is that going to cause issues for the rest of her team? Again, the anti-heal comes out from Mage, really putting pressure on the enemy, and everyone on the debuff side is realizing that their main focus should be Lucky. However, 3 characters go into critical, 4 characters go into critical. They lose 3 characters in a tremendous amount of time. Debuff as coming through, Schnee goes into hiding, trying to save, but he just falls apart. Debuff as comes through with a tremendous turnaround. Player of the match probably has to go to Blood Mage, just locking him down with the anti-heal and putting so much pressure, and the AoE just crumbling the enemy. A great turnaround there. Rat Squad being removed from the tournament and Debuffed as, so I'm lost for words again, but Debuffed as moving on to the quarterfinals. What an amazing match. But moving on to match number 7, we have Team 29 Hairless, led by Karana, fighting Team 11 A.M.A.P, led by Danae. 2 very strong characters heading off against each other. Let's see if they have the support from their team and make it through to the next round. Going into match 7, round 1, we start off with a quick jab from Tahit, getting some dots out on Karana, and then the AoE from Infernus comes out. Karana uses her AoE but does no damage whatsoever because there's no buffs or debuffs. Royo comes out with the taunt, taking the hits for his team. However, Danae is able to get the counter attack out, which is going to help her team a fair bit as they are able to get out some free damage on the enemy. Infernus taking a few hits, Rogar as well, but he's still taking... Oh, he is annihilated, and then the damage comes out onto Karana from the Hairless squad, and she is nearly taken out, but the Karana from Hairless is able to bring Rogar back and put them back into a 5v5 situation. However, both Karanas are on very low HP and Hairless loses theirs. The AoE comes out from Soothsayer again doing 0 damage, but Karana is able to bring back Soothsayer on the AMAP team. But is it a waste? I feel like they could have saved that for a more essential character for the team. The damage keeps coming out. Tanea comes out with a buff, giving her team maybe a little boost, what it needs, but it is a 4v5 at the moment, and it is soon to be a 4v4 as Soothsayer falls to the floor, and then Danae taking the advantage back, making it a 3v4. Karana on such low health, however. Rogar falls again for the second time, putting the AMAP team in a very, very strong position, and Balara comes out putting Infernus to sleep, and then Danae comes in with a combo hit, taking a big chunk of health, and he falls, leaving to hit the only character left, but he is unable to survive, giving the first point to AMAP in round 1. Going into round 2, Tahit comes out with the quick strike on Karana, applying a dot, then followed up by Infernus using his AoE. The AoE from Soothsayer doing no damage, typical. Just there's no buffs or debuffs applied at the time. It's a useless move. Rogo comes out with a taunt, taking some pressure off his teammates. However, some characters can break through that with the counter-attack buff, allowing for extra damage to, be dealt. A lot of damage coming out on Rogar. He is first to fall on the enemy team. If Karana is able to get a turn, she may be able to resurrect him, but the damage is being dished out on her. She manages to survive, gets the resurrect out on Rogar, but she is now in a critical state and then falls to Danae. And now it is a 3v4 situation as Soothsayer and Karana fall on the AMAP team. A lot of damage coming out from Infernus with his dots, quite a lethal character, and the anti-heal from Blood Mage probably taking its toll. The next to die is Oraheim, and then Blood Mage finally falls. It is Danae and Balara left, the 2 barbarians on the team. Are they able to take it to the end? They are not, as the AMAP team falls. Moving into round number 3. Karana is hit heavy by Tahi, and then a AoE is followed up by Infernus, then Soothsayer, who does no damage whatsoever. The AoE from Karana gets a double strike. Lucky, that is a very hard move to proc, seeing as there is no other high elves on the team. The attack now goes to Rogar, but the taunt is removed. I believe it was removed. I think he taunted. Anyway, about advantage to AMAP at the moment, unless Soothsayer can... Oh, Danae comes in, and Danae is putting in the work. Karana coming in with the save on Karana. Soothsayer, a waste of a resurrect, in my opinion. Soothsayer just not really doing much to the team, for her team at the moment. And Danae just showing everyone why she is the leader. She is just annihilating every character left, right, and center, securing the win for her team. AMAP takes the 3rd round, giving them 2 points and pushing them through to the quarterfinals. With AMAP moving on to the quarterfinals, we are going to cross over live to Oraheim in the stadium, and I have a quick interview on how she is feeling after her miraculous win. We are crossing over to Oraheim in the stadium. Oraheim, how are you?
It's alright, hey mate, thank you.
Sure it is. Listen, what a wonderful performance out there. You had some weak links, but in the end your team dominated. How do you think you did?
We have been training very long time for that. our performance was perfect.
I think it's safe to say that Danae really pulled through for you gals in the end there. How is she as a team captain?
She is an inspiration to us all. She brings great honor to us, and I'm very happy to have her as captain.
Well, Oraheim, many people can't wait to see what you have in store for us next. We wish you all the best in the quarterfinals, and yeah, we can't wait to see what happens.
Thank you, Pucho.
Heading into round number 8, or match number 8, sorry, we have 28, Team 28, Stunning, led by Trodar, versus Team number 5.com, led by Tahit. Let's head over to the stadium, watch these fellas and ladies bash it out, and see who comes out on top. Going into round 1, Tahit comes with a strong attack, putting 2 dots on Lucky, and Mizuhiku comes through with the shield, followed by Infernus applying more dots to the enemy. Dots are stacking up quite quickly. Some attacks come out on the enemy Worm Priest, and Worm Priest is slowed, and the Silver Moon is placed to sleep. A lot of damage coming out on Stunning. However, Lucky is lucky enough, I guess, to get her heal out, increasing their defenses, and getting some hots out as well. But .com is not giving up without a fight. They are forced to attack Trodar at the moment as he has his taunt up. Silvermoon gets her invulnerability out, which gives her team some time to get some more damage out. However, Trodar being a slow character, that taunt is not going to vanish anytime soon. Infernus applies another dot out, and now Trodar is on 5 dots. Dots are stacking up on the enemy, but will it be enough to finish them off? Some damage going out on Silvermoon, but she cannot die as her invulnerability saves her. And then Hound is in critical HP, and then Lucky takes a massive hit there and decides to auto-attack Lucky. Silvermoon finishing her off, and then Tahit comes in, taking it down to a 3v4 situation. Lucky is lucky enough again to get another heal out. 2 heals is a very rare thing to see in this tournament. Lucky, they really need to deal with Lucky. If they allow Lucky to get a resurrect off, it could mean the end. She manages to get a resurrect off, but it's on Trodar, a slow character, like I mentioned before. She may have resurrected the wrong character. Mirrodin falls, but they really need to take care of Lucky. If they cannot get rid of her and she gets a heal out, they're just making it harder for themselves. Worm Priest comes out with the worm, does a lot of damage, and Lucky and Trodar fall, leaving Balara the only character left. She takes out Worm Priest, but is it going to be enough? She cannot take out the rest. And .com move through the first round, taking the first point, and we move on to the second round to see who gets the next point. Moving into round 2. .com still off pretty powerful, getting 3 dots on Lucky, putting it up to 5 with Infernus. Mizuhiku and his passive allowing dots to be applied left, right, and center is really taking effect. Lucky up to 6 dots already. She's nearly dead straight off the bat. She is taken out almost immediately. .com really punishing them in the second round, not giving them an inch, taking out the main source of their survivability, and Worm Priest comes out with his worm, knocking out another character, followed up by Tahit, who can just clean up. This is probably one of the quickest rounds I've seen in this competition so far. Wow, .com coming in with some of the most outrageous damage I've yet to see in this tournament, and absolutely decimating the Stunning team. That is insane. They cement themselves with the second point in the competition. We'll move on to the third, but .com moving on to quarterfinals, and I think this is a team to watch out for. The Mizuhiku passive plus the natural dots that enemy .com can apply seems to be a tremendous amount of damage being dealt out. Let's move on to round 3 and see if they can possibly beat their record of quickest kill in the AI Championships 2020. Moving on to round 3, and Stunning's motivation just must be at an all-time low. They have suffered one of the most humiliating defeats in the competition so far. Dots are coming out again. That is the motto. Lucky is good enough. She gets a heal out just in time, but we've seen it in the past. It's just, it is not enough. This .com, it knows how to deal the damage, and they are just bringing it. They do not care. Worm Priest comes out with the worm, just causing tremendous AoE damage. Lucky resorts to using her resurrect to just keep someone alive instead of resurrecting them from death. The AoE Silvermoon comes through with invulnerability, giving her team 2 turns of free damage, I guess. It seems Stunning is actually doing quite a good job here. If they can get some of those invulnerabilities to disappear and take out the characters, they might be in a good spot. Unfortunately, Lucky is first to fall, followed by Hound quickly after that, and .com is coming back from the brink of defeat. Silver Moon really just saving her team here. Trodar is the fourth to fall, followed by Balara with a swift strike from Tahit, giving .com a 3 out of 3 victory. One of the most impressive fights I've seen overall from any team. Can't wait to see them in the quarterfinals. I hope they can bring the same type of energy, same type of strength and strategy through to the next round. With that, we are going to cross over to Hound, Abyss Hound in the stadium. We're going to have a quick interview. What does this mean for the future of his team? How does he feel? Let's find out. Crossing over to Hound. Hound, how do you feel after that hefty defeat there? Yeah, you're not wrong, buddy. Listen, where do you see yourself or your team going after this? Yeah, you raised some good points there, mate. Do you blame anything specific for your defeat? Yeah, Hound, you know what? You're making a lot of sense right now. Listen, thank you so much for your time. I do wish you all the best in the future. Hopefully we do see you around again. But yeah, good luck to you, mate. What an amazing second round for the qualifiers we have. Moving on to the quarterfinals. Team 21, Stern Boys. Team 25, Debuffed as Team 11, A.M.A.P, and Team 5.com. We had one of the crowd favorites lose. There is still the crowd favorite coming up in the next round as well, I believe. It is Stylish Beards. I think that is in the next video, so stay tuned for that. I know there are many people betting on that. But some amazing rounds, some amazing moments, some characters taking the victory at the very last second. We've just witnessed our quickest defeat as well, due to .com just decimating their opponent. It will be very interesting to see what they do in the next round. They will be up against A.M.A.P, quite a powerful team as well. The Danae damage, she proved that, she is the team captain for a reason. Her fighting for her team, can she pull out the same damage in the next round, and annihilate some of those characters before they can get that damage, those dots out, and cause some serious, unrepairable damage. I'm saying damage a lot, but you get it. You guys know. Team 21, so Stern Boys versus Debuffed as ruthless AoE attacks. So they are Stern Boys have a bit of a challenge up against them as well. So that is again round 2 of the qualifiers. 4 more teams have moved on to the quarterfinals. And yeah, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. If you do have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. I answer to the best of my ability, and wherever you are in the world. Until next time, please take care of yourself.